Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
I just love being able to get people home safe, and one of my biggest things is when I pick someone up at the beginning of the night, I always want to make sure that I'm still out in case they need that ride back.
For years, ride-hailing apps like Uber have refused to operate in small towns like Detroit Lakes. But now that Lyft is there, community members say it's doing more than helping people get from point A to point B. It's keeping the community safe by keeping drunk drivers off the road. Valley News Team's Veronica Marshall talks with Lakes residents about what the service has done for the community.
It's so much fun to meet all different sorts of people and hear their stories about the night.
Kimberly Smith has been driving for Lyft for the last few months, and since then, she's been busy.
Usually it's about between 10 and 20 rides on a Friday, Saturday night. But over WeFest, I don't even know how many I did. I was doing like 16 hours a day driving.
It is important to have those different options. In a city like Detroit Lakes, we do have a taxi cab service, but they can be overwhelmed on a busy weekend night in the summertime.
But she says the ride-hailing app is having a bigger impact on the community than just helping people home. It's making Detroit Lakes streets safer.
Every night that we drive during the bar season, we pick up so many people that you can tell that they probably would have drove and that wouldn't have been a good thing.
So far this year, there have been 30 DWI charges. Last year, that number was at 37. And 2 years ago, in 2017, before Lyft got here, that number was 44. Law enforcement says even though these are small steps, they still indicate progress.
It has been a downward trend of DWIs involving alcohol. Anything that we can do to prevent people from driving after they've been drinking or using drugs, we approve of and we support.
And the service almost didn't come to this area. It was once thought that Detroit Lakes was too rural to support apps like Lyft because there wasn't enough demand and drivers would spend too much money on gas to reach riders. But Smith says she's glad Lyft came to Lakes Country because with tailgating just getting started and the holidays on the way, more people are going to start calling her for a safe ride home. And she can play her part in keeping her community's roads safe and her riders' records clean.
Yes, it's extra money, but to think about all the people that I'm saving from not driving drunk and getting a DUI or getting in an accident, it's definitely worth it.
In Detroit Lakes, Veronica Marshall, Valley News Live.
Chief Todd says most people have gotten the message that they can't drink and drive, but now there needs to be new outreach efforts and campaigns to get the message out to the newest wave of impaired drivers, people who are using marijuana and other drugs or prescription medications. Chief Todd says those DWI numbers are going up. A day without snow, at least in Fargo, is a good day. Makes it a little easier to handle the chilly temps. Let's find out about this evening. Hutch has your no-wait weather. Hutch?
Andrea, thanks so much. We're taking a look from our camera from the Skycam network out there at Luther Family Ford. You're looking eastbound. It's a gray day, and it's been certainly chilly here, but this is what it looked like for some of our viewers. Look at New Rockford, the deck covered with flaky weather. Colleen, thanks for sharing your photo. And Lakota, measurements of over an inch of snow in that area. Chuck, thanks for sharing your photo. Oh, in Orrin, North Dakota, you could see your footprints out there. So some of us had a white start to the day, and now it's followed up by chilly. Out to the west is where things will be the coldest. A freeze warning, temperatures below freezing. This is where if you have hoses connected to the house or tomato plants, you may want to cover them up. Spotty areas of frost possible everywhere else. It's going to be a chilly night. Clouds, a big factor right now. Those clouds blanketing in the warmth, if you can call it that, will steadily be in the 40s through most of the evening with light winds and cloudy skies, but those clouds promise to decrease overnight. I'll have the very latest in your hour-by-hour forecast after starting out with freezing temperatures and frosty conditions. How's the rest of your Friday faring? Details here in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Hutch. 2 people are now behind bars after an armed robbery at a convenience store in the Northern Valley. 18-year-old Valentine Mendoza and Raymond Algrim have been charged with robbery, terrorizing, and theft. After seeing the surveillance video, someone tipped off police and both men were arrested today. Police are saying the 2 men charged into the Loaf and Jug on University Avenue in Grand Forks early Tuesday morning. Authorities are still investigating, so if you know anything about the robbery, give them a call. 2 separate opioid overdoses in 2 days in Grand Forks, and now police are sounding the alarm. In both cases, rescue crews tried CPR and used naloxone. They revived both victims, and both are now fully recovered. While authorities don't want anyone to use illegal drugs, they also don't want to respond to overdose deaths. And that's why the department is asking users to keep naloxone available and use clean equipment. Grand Forks Public Health has naloxone available for free. You can get it tomorrow from 1 to 5 and again Monday from 3 to 5. Another day, another scam. This one's targeting Moorhead Public Service customers. They say several customers have gotten suspicious calls from people or automated messages trying to collect payment. Officials with MPS say they do not demand direct payment over the phone, and any caller who threatens you in order to get money is not a call from them, and do not give out any financial information. If you receive a suspicious call like this claiming to be from Moorhead Public Service, you can hang up and call the office at this phone number, 218-477-8000. The much-awaited Warner Brothers Joker movie is being released tonight amid some controversy. Theaters across the country are banning moviegoers from bringing any sort of costume, face makeup, or toy weapons to the movie. And Century Cinema in Fargo is taking precautions too. If you plan to see the Joker at Century tonight, you're not allowed to wear a mask or costume. The precautions come as a result of the 2012 mass shooting at a midnight screening of The Dark Knight Rises in Aurora, Colorado. We'll have more on this story tonight on Valley News Live, 10 at 10. Minnesota college athletes may be able to make some money in the future. Governor Tim Walz says he's looking into legislation that would allow the students to hire agents and make money off endorsements. The move comes after California recently passed a similar law.
I do think you need to say something, especially in a new world where basically a lot of college athletics, especially at the Division I level, are basically feeder programs for professional sports.
Officials say the Fair Pay to Play Act won't go into effect in California until 2023, and it is expected to face some legal battles. California colleges, the Mountain West Conference, and the NCAA all have standing to challenge the act. The stalemate over teacher contract negotiations continues between the Fargo Education Association and the Fargo School Board. The Education Association previously said the school board violated North Dakota Century Code when it declared an impasse without the union's agreement. That's when the association filed paperwork in Cass County District Court to compel the school board to come back to the negotiating table. Both sides were in court today, but no decision was made. Fargo School Board President Robin Nelson tells us the judge said he would send his ruling, but didn't give a timeline. As the death toll from vaping continues to rise, the FTC will now study how e-cigarette manufacturers sell and promote their products. The Federal Trade Commission ordered 6 e-cigarette manufacturers to release information on advertising and promotions. Orders were sent to Juul, RJ Reynolds, Phantom US, Logic Technology, Newmark, and Enjoy. The FTC wants to better understand the rapid growth of the e-cigarette market between 2015 and 2018. Mayo Clinic's first facial transplant recipient is speaking out about mental health. Jennifer Austin reports.
At the Mayo Clinic's Transform conference, Andy Sandnish spoke about the surgery which transformed him.
When I first saw it, I never forget. I just look in that mirror and I'm just like, wow. That's all I could say is wow.
Andy is the Mayo Clinic's first face transplant patient.
I'm good. I'm excited, happy. A little nervous.
The surgery in 2017 took 56 hours, roughly 40 surgeons and nurses, and completely changed Andy's physical appearance. But speaking to a crowd at the Mayo Civic Center, he didn't just talk about the physical.
You feel you hit rock bottom at that time.
Andy needed that face transplant because in 2006, at 21 years old and battling depression, he shot himself in the face.
I built up a wall and I wouldn't let nobody in. And then finally it just, got to that point where I just exploded and it was just, there was no controlling it.
He took the stage with his psychiatrist and surgeon to talk about the surgery which gave him a new future and the mental health problems he says led up to it.
If you are feeling these thoughts and feelings, you just need to get out there and you need to talk to someone.
Using his new future to help save someone else's.
And if I could just help one person to just reach out to somebody, and that's it, that's all I ask.
If you or someone you know is having suicidal thoughts, there is help and it is effective. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline offers 24/7 free and confidential support. That phone number is 1-800-273-TALK. Bonanzaville is offering a paranormal tour to get you in the Halloween spirit. Teams of 6 will take a tour of 4 buildings that are said to be paranormally active. They will also be provided with an EMF detector and a voice box to try and catch the encounters. The investigations will run every Friday through the month of October. For more information on getting a tour, you can head to our website and click on this story. Also, a reminder to join us this week at 11 a.m. for the Farmers Union Insurance Bison Football pregame show. We'll take you right up to kickoff at noon between the Bison and the Redbirds, live on the KVLY and KFYR Bison Football Network.